Hello everybody and welcome to this vlog, which is going to be a few days in my life. Hopefully, we'll see if I actually am consistent with filming or not, but I feel like a lot of the time I'm really stressed out the next day because of stuff I didn't do the night before. So really my morning routine starts the night before. It doesn't always happen. I want to be clear with that. It doesn't always happen, but I do really try to stay consistent with getting the kitchen ready for bed, making sure that the dishes are done, the ones that I can do and which ones are actually done, and just in general trying to relax and make sure that everything is prepped for tomorrow. So tomorrow Amber can have a much smoother day. But again, it doesn't always happen. It really does depend on what's going on in my life and where I am also when it comes to energy levels, because genuinely, if I am tired or exhausted, I can't really push through that exhaustion. I need to rest for a little bit and just reprieve and make sure that I'm taking care of myself. Max and I really appreciate our evenings together, and so oftentimes we'll either sit on the couch and just enjoy some nice tea together. Other times, like tonight, he does have to work, but we always chit chat and kind of make time in between, and then afterwards we usually watch some YouTube before going to bed. I know it doesn't sound like the most productive thing ever, but we're pretty realistic here. I'm not going to pretend to do something that I wouldn't do in real life, and we do watch TV before bed sometimes, and I think that's totally fine as long as it's within reason and you guys balance it. I want to wear this, but I don't have anything that goes with it because it's pink for Our Lady. But like, I don't have anything that goes with it. Oh. After Mass, one of our favorite places to go is Blue City Deli. They're just down the street from our church and they have the best sandwiches. They're also Catholic and family owned, so that's phenomenal. And I've never had a bad sandwich here. They are all amazing. And now it's time for my favorite part of the day, which is where I chit chat with my husband while he makes me coffee, because it's literally amazing. I love Gloria Patri coffee. It is so, so good. And you guys can use my promo code HIPPIE10 for 10% off a Trinity box if you want to try their coffee too. You will not be disappointed in it. This was literally not supposed to be an ad. I did not record this as an ad, but I just have to throw it in there because it's so, so good. My husband also does this thing called coffee tax. Wherever he makes me coffee, he has to take a sip of it to make sure that it's good. And it makes me very, very sad, but I also understand it because, you know, he makes me coffee, so can't have both, I suppose. And usually our chit-chatting involves me showing him the latest dance that I kind of tried to learn. And yeah, I didn't actually learn it, so there's that.
I don't know what the order they have these is in.
Is that his complete collection? Did you just say it was his complete collection? RIP.
It's written by one of the translators and editors.
This is fun to hold. You know what time it is? Britney time! Okay. While I'm making these cookies real quick, I want to quickly tell you guys something that our priest said before his sermon today for the Immaculate Conception, the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. And I thought it was really interesting because it just goes to show how important feast days are, not just when you go to Mass and when you're in the church, but also celebrating them in your own homes, because a lot of people will just go to Mass and be like, okay, now we continue life like usual. The feast day is over once we leave church and there's nothing else that we need to do. But in reality, it's really important, especially if you have kids, to celebrate the feast day in your own homes and actually do special things to make that feast day really feel like a feast day. So he suggested making a cake with your kids, or just by yourself if you don't have any kids, or to do something special, sit down and have a nice meal together as a family if you don't already do something like that. And if you do already do something like that, make it even more special. Get a nice bottle of wine, make a roast, do something that is unusual for your family to do, but would be nice for your family to do. And something that I've noticed in recent days is that a lot of people are only Catholic inside the church walls. As soon as they walk out of the church walls for Mass or whatever, they no longer feel like they have to not necessarily practice their Catholic faith, but they don't feel like they need to do the celebrations. They don't feel like they have to be explicitly Catholic or take up room in the world. It's more like they feel like, okay, well, I can be Catholic inside the church and that's a safe space, but outside of the church, oh, I can be comfy and laxed again. It's very, very interesting to see, but we need to remember that our Catholic faith is not practiced just once a week, and it's not just practiced privately in the comfort of our own homes. We have to also learn how to share our Catholic faith with prudence to the world, you know, not in a shove it down the world's throat kind of way, but just in a way that's like setting an example and just showing people what it's like to be Christ-like. And one of the best ways that you can help your kids with that is by celebrating feast days and celebrating your Catholic faith outside of Mass and outside of the church walls. Making special traditions with them and things like that, that'll make them more likely to stay Catholic when they get older, when they go to college, than if you only practice Catholicism in the church. I don't know if any of that makes sense. Hopefully that does make sense, but that is why I'm currently making chocolate chip cookies, because it's sort of a tradition that I started when I came back into the Catholic faith. I always did something for the Immaculate Conception. Pretty sure I did cupcakes last year, but we don't have any ingredients for cupcakes. We only have ingredients for chocolate chip cookies, but I figured that would be good enough, and we have a nice bottle of wine. My husband picked up this nice bottle of wine for the feast. And we got sandwiches from our favorite deli, which is Blue Something Deli. Thank you. Blue City Deli, which is actually just down the street from our church, which is really nice. And it's a Catholic-owned business. So if you're ever in Missouri, definitely go check them out because they have the best sandwiches. Literally any sandwich you get is amazing. But yeah, we decided to make espresso too and just do a little special thing, kind of treat today as though it's like a holiday, very leisure, very relaxed, which is very nice. And since Max is on break currently, he just gets to work from home, which is really great. And we just get to kind of chill and enjoy. So very grateful for that. I'm going to get these cookies on a sheet, pop them in the oven, and we're going to continue our vlog. So it may come as a surprise to some of you that I listen to Britney Spears, but also just because I'm Catholic doesn't mean I don't have other things that are interesting. Do I condone the outfits and the behavior and what they did to her? No. But at the same time, I was a huge Britney Spears fan when I was a kid. And when my dad and I would be driving around as a teenager, like I'd probably be like maybe 12 or 13, we'd go to Menards or something and Britney Spears would come on and we would sing it together. Now, he was never a Britney Spears fan. He thought it was very girly and very pop. My dad raised me on classic rock, okay, to be clear. So he raised me on like Styx, REO Speedwagon, the Rolling Stones, Eagles, all of those great bands, including Triumph and Starcastle. So when I started liking pop music, he was like, okay, not my thing, but I want to support your interests. So for one of my birthdays, I don't remember what it was like a complete like secret, but he got me the first album. I think Baby Hit Me One More Time is on that album, but it's the album she did in 1999, the year I was born. But anyways, yeah. So it's okay to like things that aren't explicitly Catholic. I will say that just be cautious with how things impact the way that you think, because the more you listen to something, the more likely you are to think that way. And I'm hyper aware of that, and so therefore I don't have issues listening to Britney Spears because I'm not gonna be parading around with a bikini on, okay? It's not really how this works. But it's something that is very nostalgic for me, and I've noticed that that's just something that's kind of fine. It's okay to like something that isn't explicitly Catholic. It doesn't have to be claimed by Catholics either in order for you to like it. Certain things like that, I think like anime has been claimed by some Catholics, and like things like that, it's like you can just like it. Though if you like anime, I question your sanity. Unless it's Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is amazing. As long as you're prudent about it and you're not letting it affect your state of mind. For example, when I was in high school, I was obsessed with really dark music because I was depressed and anxious, and it just kind of solidified that as opposed to helping and making me feel better. It just kind of kept me in that state of depression. So in that case, that's not healthy or prudent. But in general, like if one of those songs comes on now, I'm just like, yeah, let's jam out to My Chemical Romance if it's on or something, you know? Sometimes I'll even put it on if I feel like it, but it doesn't affect my state of mind the way it did when I was a teenager. I'm a little more self-aware of how it affects me now as opposed to back then when I didn't know. But yeah, that's the timer. Incredible.
Boom, 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 boom. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning.
What was that doing?
That was doing everything at once.
Okay, everybody, I just got back from running some grocery errands. I went to Trader Joe's and Aldi, and I didn't really get a ton of stuff. I got like the basic necessities, you know, like onions, garlic, salad, things like that we just like to have around. I also got some dates because I love dates. Anyways, I get this marinara sauce from Aldi because it's a lot for not that much money and it doesn't have anything bad in it. It literally is made with olive oil and it's just tomatoes and garlic and whatnot. Got some avocados because obviously we need that. I also got eggs, milk, and some like pasta and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna have gnocchi tonight for dinner because I have a taste for gnocchi. And for those who don't know, it's just potato pasta. I also got some new decor stuff in today, so I'm gonna show you guys that real quick too. I don't know if it's gonna turn out the way that I want it to, especially since not all of my decor stuff is here yet, but I can at least do the pillows. So we're going for a very cozy vibe. I'm sure it'll be a little bit cozier at night, but
Yeah, it'll be really nice when we have a mirror.
yeah, put a long mirror here. And then that way the ivy can drape over it. And now we have to do the rest of the apartment, which needs help. Yeah, so I completely forgot to film the rest of this day, but literally all I did was just work, and I think that's pretty boring. Just watching me sit in front of a computer while I edit or while I write scripts, that's just kind of boring. And also the next day I was filming me doing laundry and everything like that, but it was literally the most boring thing I think I've ever filmed, so I just cut that out completely because it's so boring. So I think this is where we're gonna end the vlog, but I really appreciate you guys hanging out and just, you know, supporting and all of that stuff. I miss you guys and I hope to be on a regular schedule again soon. But if I don't talk to you guys before the holidays, Merry Christmas. I hope it'll be a really, really special one for you guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.